So, in many ways, the narcissistic relationship is a dual nightmare. It's a dual childhood hell loop. And, it takes two to tango in this situation. So, personally, again, um, the whether the father or the mother is the narc, it's going to vary, but the dynamic is the same. So just because it goes from parental to a adult relationship, um, the sex doesn't matter. But I was actually drawn to my father narc in female form, subconsciously, right? Consciously, I wanted the total opposite of my father. But what the narcissism I was drawn to on whatever level emerged and presented itself in a completely different form, but it was still a narcissistic dynamic, right? We ended up repeating the eggshell roller coaster in the relationship between male and female, adult male and female. It mimicked. It was an echo of my own childhood, which was a roller coaster precipitated by my father, who's a narcissist. So again, it's a dual nightmare. She was drawn to love like her narc father. Quote unquote love. Because, so she was actually looking for her empath mother in masculine form, probably subconsciously, right? And probably with a different set of justifications, right? I like more emotionally intelligent men. I like more sensitive men. You like your mother in masculine form because she was the ideal victim. She was most easy to exploit the way her father exploited her mother and her to an extent. And so it was not only a vehicle for the narcissistic prime aims, which is a sense of stability through control of another person, and a sense of importance through that total control of another person. But it was also in a way, you're feeding narcissistic aims, you're getting closer to your childhood father, which was a dysfunctional example, a disordered example. But it's also a way of getting revenge on your father. So any narcissist will wound anybody around them and, disrupt their energy. And if you leave that unprocessed, then you'll start to recreate and project that in your adult life. And so, her relationships were her way of getting revenge on her father. So that's the dynamic. It's fascinating to see and play out. It is, a level of unconsciousness. But and it is also a level of, walking nightmare, and it's a level of purgatory. So really, only the empathic side of that has the capacity to experience so much pain in that relationship that they can exit it, right? You wake up to it and you exit it. And you seek to not recreate that again. The narcissist will usually move on to, okay, find another empathic fuel source. But the empath can say, okay, I see what's happening. I see what continues to happen. I've had enough. Let's move on. So, Recognize the dual nightmare nature of it, your role in choosing it. Recognize that it's a childhood hell loop from both sides. Both sides of this dance are recreating a childhood trauma. And bow out. Exit the dance. Thanks for listening.